I'm Amanda Branch, the athletic trainer at Parkersburg South High School.
This is the second video that we've completed, more athletic training based for you all. We want you to send in ideas of things you would like to see, any suggestions on videos or ideas that we can show you in our videos, as well as questions you may have about the videos we've completed or that we will be doing in the future.
We're going to go through this in sort of a progression. We're going to show you standing stretches, seated stretches, and lying stretches.
Okay, starting with standing, we're going to start with your normal standing quad stretch. So you would want to do one side first. You can choose right or left, whichever you would like, and you want to hold for 20 seconds. If you have a hard time with balance, you can either put your arms straight out to the side or straight up above, okay? And you want to make sure when you're doing this that you don't want your quad to come all the way back, you don't want to go forward, you want to be parallel with the other leg, like this. And then you would switch. And if you need help with balance, again, you can put your arm up or out to the side. Or if you're close to anything, you can also hold on to something, such as the wall or a bench or a chair.
Okay, we're going to move on to a standing hamstring stretch. So the leg that you want to stretch, you're going to put your heel on the ground in front of you. You're going to come into a little bit of a squat and reach down towards your toes. This is really good to not only get the hamstring, but it can also reach your calf as well. And you want to hold each of these for about 20 seconds, and then you're going to switch to the other side. And you want to keep your foot straight in front of you. You don't want to go out to the side or turn your foot in or out. You want to stay straight in front of you to get the most benefit from this stretch.
All right, next we're going to do standing adductor stretch. So this one is more of kind of like a side lunge. So you're going to go to whichever side you want to, and I'm going to show you a side view. Amanda's going to show you the front view.
And you're going to hold this. You don't want to pulse or anything like that. This is meant to be stationary stretching. You're going to feel this not only in your adductors, but you could feel this on the outside of your leg as well.
And then you switch.
You want to sit back as far as you can. That's going to get more of a stretch. Okay. All right. So the next one we're going to do is an IT band stretch, which the IT band is the side of your leg here. You're going to cross one foot over in front of the other. If you have a wall or something you can lean up against, you're going to put your hand against that, and you're going to tilt your opposite hip out to get that side of your leg right here. This one is a hard area to stretch, but it's also tight on most people, which is why this stretch is very important. And then you would switch sides. If you're on the wall, you're going to turn to your other side and cross over and put that hip out. And if this is painful, you do not want to get that far. You want to just feel a slight stretch, no pain. Okay.
All right, next is standing shoulder stretch. So basically you're going to be reaching across your chest and pulling your arm closer to your chest to stretch out your shoulder.
You should feel this in the back of your shoulder. Then you'll switch to the other side.
You can either pull from your elbow, you can pull from closer towards your wrist, whatever you feel more comfortable with or feel like you're getting a better stretch with.
Okay, so we're going to move on to a tricep stretch, which tricep is here at the back of your arm. So the best way to do this is to put your right arm and trying to touch your left shoulder, bring your left arm up to your elbow and pull down. This stretch can sometimes be uncomfortable for people. Another way you could do it also is have like a towel, or if you can reach yourself and pull like this. And then you're going to switch to the other side. And this will definitely feel tight. You'll be able to feel this one. It's really good if you're having any shoulder flexibility or mobility issues.
All right, so the next that we have is your chest. Your chest you can also use up against a wall, a door frame, but basically you're just going to be pulling your arm back so you get a stretch here in the chest. It's a lot easier against a wall or against the door frame because it allows you to get a further stretch, but some people will get a stretch just like this.
And you don't want to bend into it. You want to stay facing forward. And you're going to switch to the other side. And you will also feel this in your arm and shoulder as well. It will not just be your chest. Okay, the next one we're going to do is stretching out your side. So you're going to raise your right arm and you're going to bend to your left. This is going to stretch out not only your side, but it'll get a little bit of your back as well and just help loosen everything in your abdominal area. You can bend as far as you need to. We'll switch to the other side.
You can also use your hand on your hip to push your hip out further to get more of a stretch if you need to. All right, next is forearm. So we want to hit both your flexors and extensors of your forearm. So to start, we'll start with your flexors. So you put your arm straight out and your wrist is going to come back. So you're going to be pulling your fingers towards your body. And this is with your palm up. And you'll hold. You can pull back as far as you need to get that stretch. If you have a partner, right now with COVID-19 and the social distancing, you wouldn't want to do this, but after all this is said and done, you can have a partner stretch and they would bring your arm out and do the same thing to get a further stretch. And then you'll switch arms. Now we're going to switch to your extensors. So you're going to do the same thing except your palm will be down and you're going to pull your fingers toward your body. And then you will switch arms.
And you will feel this pull. This is an often neglected area of the body. All right. So now we're going to move to neck stretches. These typically will feel really good after you've been sitting. If you're doing work at home right now and you're sitting at a desk all day, this is going to feel really good. So first you're going to pull your head slightly to the right. Do not go to the point of pain, just to where you can feel a stretch. And you should feel the stretch in here. You might also feel it a little bit on the back of your neck.
You can also use your other arm to pull on your shoulder to get a further stretch as well, like this.
And you'll switch to your left side. And then the other ways that you can stretch your neck is just chin to chest. You can add a little bit of extra pressure here at the top of your head if you want to, but it's not necessary. You will get enough of a stretch just with gravity pulling your head down. And then also just going back. We'll stretch the front of your neck.
In addition to the sideways for your neck, if you want to hit further areas of your trap, you can also slightly turn your head and then bring your chin towards your chest, like this, and hold. And then you would rotate to the other side and bring your chin toward your chest. And that'll hit more of your trap. All right, so next we're gonna switch to seated exercises and stretching. So to start, we're going to start with the seated butterfly stretch. So you're going to make a butterfly with your feet together, your legs spread apart, and then you're gonna use your elbows on your knees to push down towards the ground. Again, you can adjust until you feel more comfortable. I like to hold down on my ankles and push down that way. You'll hold for 20 seconds, and then you'll relax.
The next stretch we're gonna do is gonna stretch your outer thigh and also your back. So you're gonna start with your legs straight out in front of you. We're gonna start with the right leg, so you're gonna bring it up and place your foot on the other side of your knee. You're gonna put your left arm across, and then you're gonna twist. And this one's sometimes difficult at first. The more you stretch, the more mobility you will have to do this stretch. Switch. Again, you just bring your foot across your opposite knee and use your right arm here to turn you towards the back. Okay.
All right, so next one we have is your hip flexor stretch. So this one you will be kind of in a lunge position. You can start with whatever leg. If your left knee is down, that is the leg that you're going to be stretching the hip flexor. So you're going to lunge forward, and then you're going to bring your upper body back. And that is going to stretch your hip flexor down in the front. You'll hold for 20 seconds. And then you'll switch. Again, now for your right, you'll put your left leg forward, you'll lunge, and then bring your upper body back. And that's going to hit the hip flexor right through here. You can use your hand to push forward more with your knee if you need to get a further stretch. You'll hold for 20, and then you'll relax.
Next is a common stretch, one that you've probably seen before. We're gonna just come forward to stretch our hamstrings. You're just coming forward and grabbing your toes, or if you can't get there, grab as far down as you can get. You're gonna hold this for 20 seconds. And then you'll come out to the side. I always bend one knee, you don't have to. And then you're gonna come towards your right leg. And hold that there. Make sure your knee's not coming up off the ground. If you can't get all the way to your toe without your knee coming up off the ground, just grab higher. And then switch.
Next, we have the figure 4 stretch. So this is going to stretch your glutes and your piriformis. So for the figure 4, you're going to cross one leg into a figure 4. I'll kind of show you from behind. So you'll be in this figure 4 position. And you're going to lean or kind of walk your body forward with your hands until you feel a stretch. So you want to get as close to your crossed leg as possible to get that stretch. And you will hold for 20 seconds.
And if this knee's trying to pop up, just sort of push it down a little bit.
And then you'll switch. So now crossing the other leg, and then walking forward with your hands until you're up as close close as you can get to your leg. Again, if you feel the stretch further back, that's okay. You just want to go until you feel that stretch.
And again, if you have any questions for us, please let us know.
And relax.
Next, we're going to go to the adductor, which you can do this right after your hip flexor stretch. It's almost the same position. You're going to start in that hip flexor stretch, bring your leg out to the side at a 45-degree angle, and lean into that.
And this will kind of hit both of your adductors at the same time. But you're aiming more for the leg that's down.
Then you're going to switch to the other side.
Out 45 degrees. Now we're going to switch to the lying stretches. So if you prefer lying more than standing or seated, these will be the stretches for you. So to start, we're going to do the figure 4 lying down on the ground. So again, you're going to lay down and make that figure 4. Then you're going to use your hands to pull on the thigh that's not crossed to bring it towards your body. You can also use your elbow to straighten out your cross leg if you need to. You'll hold for 20 seconds and then you'll switch. So again, cross, hands around the thigh, pulling toward your chest. If you get a further stretch, bringing your head up, you can do that as well. Again, using your elbow to straighten out the cross leg if need be. You'll hold for 20, and then you'll relax.
Our next stretch, we're going to use stretch bands, but you can use a towel, a sheet, anything you've got at home to replicate this stretch. So you're going to wrap it around the arch of your foot. You're going to lay back. You're going to pull this leg up to stretch your hamstring. You just use the band to help you get that stretch further. If you're doing a partner stretch at a later date, you can also have someone else do this stretch for you and eliminate the use of a band. Then you're going to switch to your other side.
You also want to make sure when you're doing this, you're not bending your knee. You want to keep your knee straight. So if you feel a stretch down here, best with your knee straight, then that's fine. You don't have to be all the way up in the 90-degree angle to get a stretch.
And make sure your leg that's on the ground is down flat as well. Okay?
All right, next we have the lying back and chest. So this one, you're going to be laying back. You're going to bring your knee up and cross it over your body, and you're going to reach out to the side.
And you're going to look at your hand that's outstretched. You should feel this both in your chest and in your lower back. You may even feel it into your arm some if you're very tight.
And then you'll switch. If you want to go for more of just like a relaxing release, you can just bring your leg across and lay. But to get that stretch, you want to use the overpressure of your hand.
And the last stretch we're going to show you is 2 different ways to do your quad stretch if you can't do the standing one or if you don't want to do the straight standing one. Mackenzie's going to show you with a band or a towel or whatever you have at home, and I'm going to show you without. So the first one is side lying. You're going to lie on your side, grab your ankle, and stretch this way.
Or you could bring the band behind you like this, whatever you feel is more comfortable.
And you'll switch to the other side.
Hold, and then you'll relax.
And then Mackenzie is going to show you the stomach stretch for quads.
So you'll pull with the band forward to get that quad stretch as far as you need to. You'll hold for 20, and then you'll switch. Again, you don't want to compensate and lift your leg, let it go out to the side. You want it to be straight and on the ground as much as you can be. And then relax.
So that takes you through 3 different ways of stretching. It gets most of your body parts and will help it for relaxation and as well as just getting that tightness out of your body after a good workout.
So these stretching exercises are what we call static stretching and are best for after exercise or workouts. They can be done, after any workout. They can be done before a workout if you prefer that over a dynamic stretch. But we prefer dynamic before because it keeps your body moving, gets those muscles warm. So this is what we want you to incorporate after every workout or exercise.